SURI 2.0 is my pick, but the iO3 isn't far behind. At the time of recording, the iO3 is the brush I recommend most from the Oral-B range because of the features it has and the value for money it offers. SURI takes the edge though because the material choices are better, as is the travel case and environmental pledges the UK-based manufacturer makes. The first and perhaps most significant difference is the cleaning action of these brushes. Make no mistake, used correctly, both do an absolutely fabulous job of keeping the teeth clean. There appears to be little between them when it comes to cleaning results on a daily basis, that I can see from my own hands-on plaque disclosing tests. At the time of recording, there is a lack of scientific study to really say either way. Existing clinical reviews would suggest that the oscillating rotating action of Oral-B has the edge compared to the sonic brushes like SURI, but many of these cite further investigation needed. The iO3 does more of the work for you, as the suggested brushing motion is to move the brush head from tooth to tooth during the 2-minute cycle. With SURI, the advice is to apply small circular motions to the brush head too, in addition to the sonic motion generated by the motor. I feel like the iO3 has the slight edge on giving me that dentist clean feeling, but that isn't to say the 2.0 is bad, just different. I can't say what the long-term impact or differences are, but unless you have a strong preference for one cleaning action over another, I wouldn't put too much weight on this difference alone. Built into the 2.0 are two cleaning modes, deep clean and gentle clean. The iO3 on the other hand has clean, sensitive and whitening mode. With the exception of the whitening mode, it is pretty much a like for like. Despite the name, whitening mode isn't going to have any significant bearing on how white my teeth are. There are far more important factors I can focus on if white teeth are my aim. The same applies to you too. I'd rarely have cleaning modes be a deal breaker between brushes, but the presence of an LED to help signal what mode is active is potentially a deal breaker for some. SURI has an LED of different colours for each mode. With the iO3, it's a case of learning the order of the modes or telling the difference between them based on sound and brushing sensation alone. Both brushes have a 2-minute timer and 30-second pacer, but the iO3 won't power off automatically like the SURI 2.0. SURI makes it far clearer that the suggested brushing time has been achieved. Both brushes have a pressure sensor too. The iO3's has the edge in many ways because the light ring around the neck of the brush is lit white, green or red to signal insufficient, just right or too much brushing force. The iO handles are the only range of brushes to offer this. As fantastic as this is, it can be difficult to see or detect unless brushing in front of a mirror. This is where the more obvious differentiating vibration pattern in the palm and the physical stopping of the bristle movement with the SURI becomes more obvious. Unfortunately though, I have found that for the 2.0 sensor to activate, I need to apply about 10 to 20% more pressure than the Oral-B for the sensor to kick in. And it doesn't give any feedback to me about the correct brushing pressure like the iO3 does. SURI offers just one style of brush head for the 2.0, whereas Oral-B has 4 different brush head styles available for the iO3. Oral-B takes the edge here because the softer bristled gentle care head is more appealing to those with sensitivity, not to mention softer bristles being the default recommendation for most dentists. There is no soft bristled option from SURI. SURI's heads are made from sustainable materials and there is a recycling program for their heads which doesn't exist for Oral-B. It wouldn't be too difficult for Oral-B to follow suit, but despite their resources have yet to do so. Something we have yet to experience with SURI's sonic heads compared to those for the iO series is a build-up of grime and mould inside the head itself. Watch this video to find out more about the issue with the iO series heads. I'm pretty good at remembering when to change my brush head, but if you are not, then the iO3's ability to track the brush head usage is a nice touch. The mode button on the handle lights up yellow when around 3 months or 90 days of use has passed. This alert is based on the brush usage time. The handle can't differentiate between the heads used. It can be manually reset. It's personal opinion, but SURI does a much better job than Oral-B in the aesthetics department. Whilst the iO series is a marked improvement in design compared to the Pro, Smart and Genius ranges that came before it, SURI wins on appeal factor by quite some margin. The all-metal handle is slimmer in depth and width with a flatter profile compared to the larger rounded shape of the iO3. Being so slim isn't for all, and those with dexterity issues may prefer the iO3, but neither are overly textured for grip. The more angular edges of the SURI might be better for some users. It just looks classier, particularly when mounted on the wall with the provided magnetic wall mount, an accessory not available to the iO3. SURI is generally available in 5 colour options with colour matched brush heads, where the iO3 is typically available in 3 or 4 colours depending on your location in the world. The heads are available in black or white only. The iO3 weighs in at 136 grams compared to the 75 grams of the SURI 2.0. That's quite a big difference, particularly if you like to travel light. Rechargeable lithium batteries are sealed inside both handles. However, in use I've achieved just 17 days with the iO3 compared to the 38 days with the 2.0 from SURI. There is no comparison given the size of the handles. SURI charges quicker, taking up to 7 hours compared to the iO3, which can take up to 16. The 2.0 comes with a compact magnetic charging stand with a Type-C USB connector on the end. The iO3 comes with a standard 2-pin Oral-B charging stand that has voltage support for the specific region in which it is sold. Both brushes do typically come supplied with a travel case, albeit there are iO3 variants without one in the box, whereas the SURI 2.0 isn't sold without one at the time of recording. Oral-B's case is basic but functional, holding the handle and up to 2 heads, but the case is a bit bulkier than it needs to be. The case is either black or white, subject to the handle colour. SURI's case only holds the handle and 1 head. It's one colour only, irrespective of the brush colour. It is a far more premium option though. It allows me to charge the brush whilst in the case, thanks to the USB-C connector built in. There's also a UVC light to sanitize the bristles too. It is powered by a small battery built into the case itself. SURI is quieter by approximately 6 decibels in my testing, 58 compared to the 64 of the iO3. SURI also comes with a brush head cover if travelling even lighter is your aim. It is possible to lock the power button on the 2.0 also, preventing accidental activation if stowed in a bag or pocket for example. I can't do this with the iO3. Both come with a 2-year warranty, albeit you have to register your SURI brush online to get the 2nd year. SURI does provide an affordable aftermarket or out-of-warranty repair and replacement scheme, which can't be said for Oral-B. It's all part of the UK-based firm's sustainability pledge. But, although not promoted by Oral-B, it is possible to replace the battery in the iO3 handle without any specialised tools, should you need to. SURI costs about £105 or $135. This is compared to the £65 or $97 of the iO3. Replacement SURI heads are marginally more cost effective than Oral-B's replacement bristles. Over 3 years, the 2.0 costs £150 or $180 compared to the £115 or $177 of the iO3. The iO3 is more affordable than SURI in the USA and Europe, with greater savings to be had for European residents. But the extras of the 2.0 are worth it for many, myself included.